Hey, thank you for watching today. You know, I love teaching people about setting goals because I am a big goal setter. And I know that having a goal, it keeps you focused on accomplishing something in your life. When you don't have a goal, it's like you just exist. You look back over the end of the year, you may look back and just say, I don't even know what I did. But when you set goals for yourself, especially in significant areas of your life, you come to the end of the year and you can look back and say, oh my gosh, look what I did in this area, and you're just checking things off. And it really gives you that sense of, I did something. I did something with my life last year. Well, I love to help people with setting goals. And you know, in my new book, Make Your Dreams Bigger Than Your Memories, I've devoted an entire chapter on setting goals because it is so vitally important. You know, I had a counselor, a marriage counselor, actually say to me, 5 words that I want you to get ingrained in your head. He said, you fight fear with a plan. Fight fear with a plan. You've got to have a plan in order to get over your past. You know, and then there's so many areas that you can set goals for. And I personally set 6 areas that I was going to focus on to help me get over my past. One of them was in my faith and my relationship with God. Another one was my family, my home life. And now today, the one I want to focus on is in finances. You gotta have a plan for your finances. You know, there's so many people who have 0 plan for their finances. They have no budget in place, they don't tithe, they don't save money, they don't even know what they're doing with their finances, maybe just in debt. But you know, that's not God's best for your life, and whatever God's called you to do, it's gonna take money. So you might as well get control of your finances now. And the reason this is part of letting go of the past is because we're preparing for your future. And you know, when you just get your mind on a project, get your mind on something, it's off the past. So even in the area of your finances, when you get your mind on a budget, saving money, tithing, all those things, it's off the past. And we've got to get your mind renewed to a new thing that God wants to do in your life. So some of the 3 areas that I want to challenge you to set a goal for your finances is, number 1, definitely pay your tithe. Now, of course, your tithe is 10% of your income. Listen to this, 10% belongs to God. Malachi 3:10 actually says, bring all the tithes into the storehouse that there may be food in my house. And then he says, and try me now in this, if I will not open for you the windows of heaven and pour out for you such a blessing that there's not room enough to contain it. So the tithes actually belong to God. And I'm telling you, if you want to see a drastic change in your finances, start tithing. I'm talking about on the good side. You know, if you're not tithing, you might think, yeah, giving 10% would be a drastic change in my life. But that could be the very thing that's preventing you from getting out of debt, moving on with God's plan for your life, is the fact that you're not tithing. If you are tithing, great. Let's move on to number 2. Pay yourself. Now, I just want you to set a goal to start saving 10% of your income. That's just a goal to reach for. If you can start with 1%, start with that. Start with 3%, 5%, but just set a goal that one day I'm going to be able to save 10% of my income, just put it in a savings account. And then finally, number 3 is pay your bills. Live off the 80%. So that's just a good goal to strive for. Give God 10%, save 10%, and live on the 80%. You know, if you're making $50,000 a year, but you're spending $50,000 a year, then what are you going to have at the end of the year? Nothing. What are you going to have at the end of 10 years? Nothing. And that's not God's best for your life. That's just a lack of planning. And failing to plan is planning to fail. You've got to have a plan for your finances. Now, I have to warn you, this book is not so much about financial planning as it is emotional healing and getting a vision for your life. But I had to cover that just briefly in here because this is one of the things that's changed my life, is getting a plan for my finances. You know, get a goal that you want to give to the Lord. There may be certain ministries, maybe even my ministry, that you believe in and you want to help me reach young teenage girls. You want to help me with the missions we're doing in France, whatever it is. Let's just say with the ministries and the church that you're connected with, you want to give $1,200 in 1 year. $1,200 in 1 year to ministries, churches you believe in. Well, write that goal down. You've got to write your vision, like Habakkuk says. Write the vision, make it plain on paper. I will give $1,200 to the Lord's work this year. Then break it up into measurable steps. What does that mean? Well, that's about 100 a month, isn't it? It is 100 a month. Giving 100 a month would help you reach that goal. Break it down even more. That's about $25 a week. Almost, you know, there's some months that are longer, but about $25 a week, you could actually reach that goal of $1,200 in 1 year. Now it doesn't sound so unrealistic because you've broken it down into measurable steps. But you can do that in every area with your finances. Now I'm reading from my book on Make Your Dreams Bigger Than Your Memories. And I also talk about paying yourself and saving money to start saving something, even if it's $10. That's more, you know, if you started saving $10 every week or every month, that's a lot more than what you're doing right now if you're not saving anything. But you know, think about birthday money. Look at movies, you know, those old VHS movies you have laying around. Get rid of those things, sell them. There's places that actually buy those things. You can sell things, you can get rid of stuff. You can have a garage sale, you can babysit, you can, you know, there's so many ways you can make extra money, but you just have to have a goal that you're striving for. If your goal is to have $500 in your savings account within 1 year, that's $500 over 12 months. Let's see what that is. 500 divided by 12, that's $41.67. That's kind of weird. So let's go with $600. Let's say you want to save $600 in 1 year. That's $50 a month. What if you were saving $50 a month? You had $600 in your savings that you don't even touch. That's a great goal. You know, I have to say, in my own life, the times when I've seen like really good results in my finances has been when I had that goal and I wrote it down. I can remember my husband and I saving money to get our house, but because we had that vision, we knew exactly what it cost for that down payment. We had it written down, hung it on the refrigerator, and we kept focused on that goal. We did everything we could think of, you know, to raise that money, to believe God for that money. We did extra work. And you know what? God brought the money in. He gave us opportunities to raise that money, to work for that money. But then the times when we didn't have a goal, we didn't have a vision, we didn't save any money. So I'm just telling you, write the vision, make it plain so you can run when you read it. So my challenge, my goal for you is to make your dreams bigger than your memories. Be sure to get this book and start learning the other areas where you can begin setting goals for your future.